Every 2 years, the City of Tacoma develops its biennial budget. When developing the current 2013-2014 biennial budget, the City addressed the $63 million general fund budget gap between revenues and expenditures by balancing the need for savings with the effective delivery of core services. The City has continued to work at becoming financially healthier throughout the last 2 years by reducing expenses and increasing its financial reserves to a level of 15% of annual expenditures. As we continue to work to strengthen Tacoma's position in the global marketplace while effectively managing the ongoing needs of our local community, these savings and reserve levels will help ensure that our budget continues on a more sustainable path. For the 2015-2016 biennial budget, revenues are projected to grow at a 2% rate, but expenses are projected to grow at a rate much faster than that. In order to maintain the level of services provided by the city's general fund today, the difference between revenues and expenses is projected to be around $6 million. This shortfall increases if the city addresses maintenance issues that have been put off in the past and/or provide funding for new or additional services. I am pleased to provide you with a brief video overview of the city's current budget. It explains how the city's budget is structured, what the general fund is, the various revenue sources that support the general fund, and what the costs are for basic services that the city provides. Your participation is very important as we work to develop the city's 2015-2016 biennial budget. I look forward to hearing your thoughts and ideas on how the city should prioritize its funding either online or at budget meetings being held in each of the city council districts. For more information, please go to budget.cityoftacoma.org.
Our community is 49.72 square miles, has 203,446 residents, 85,786 housing units, and 22,603 licensed businesses. The City of Tacoma provides a variety of services to the public, ranging from utility services to street repair to funding for human service programs. The city manages these services using accounts, which are called funds to track expenses and revenue sources. The city manages several enterprise funds, where the cost of providing a service is funded directly by rates paid by customers. Some examples include power, water, solid waste, parking, the Dome, and the Convention Center. We also have funds that manage internal services such as facilities maintenance, finance, and information technology, debt, and capital. And there's the general fund, which is supported largely by property, sales, business, and utility taxes. This fund provides the basic services most associated with city government, like police, fire, street maintenance and repair, libraries, and neighborhood and community services. The city's current 2-year budget, adopted by the City Council for the years 2013 and 2014, is $2.77 billion, which includes all funds managed by the city. The general fund makes up just 14% or $397 million of the City of Tacoma's total adopted budget. 36% of that $397 million or $143 million of the general fund goes to police services. In 2013, police responded to 71,965 calls for service and initiated 34,997 additional calls for service. 23% or $90 million of the general fund goes to fire services. In 2013, fire responded to 1,058 confirmed fires and 32,263 emergency medical calls. 5% or $22 million of the general fund goes to fund street and facilities maintenance. In addition to the general fund, street maintenance and construction receives funding from federal and state sources. In 2013, 2.85 miles of bike and pedestrian paths were constructed, 14.7 miles of streets were repaired, and 540 curb ramps were installed. 6% or $22 million of the general fund goes to fund library services. In 2013, residents checked out 1,925,327 books and magazines, 100,627 electronic items, and made 849,736 visits to libraries. 4% or $15 million of the general fund goes to fund neighborhood and community services. In 2013, 160,250 residents received services from all of the human service programs funded by the city. Money goes into that $397 million general fund biennial budget from property taxes, $104 million or 26% of the general fund revenues. City of Tacoma residents pay approximately $17.51 per $1,000 of assessed value on their homes. However, only 19% of those taxes goes to the city's general fund, and 4% goes towards emergency medical services and public safety capital. Sales taxes, $80 million or 20% of the general fund revenues. The city's current sales tax is 9.5%. However, only 11% goes to fund the city's general fund and 1% goes to funding mental health and chemical dependency services managed by the city. Business taxes, $83 million or 21% of general fund revenues. Business taxes are paid based on total income of a business. Several exemptions are provided for certain types of businesses and sources of revenues, including a $250,000 gross income threshold before taxes due. Utility taxes, $90 million or 23% of the general fund revenues. Utility taxes are paid by both private and public utilities and are calculated based on the total operating revenues that they earn. Other revenues, including fines, fees, charges for services, and state-shared revenues. $39.6 million or 10% of the general fund revenues. The city is currently planning for the next 2 years by developing its 2015-2016 biennial budget. The city is looking for ways to close the gap between revenues and expenditures by balancing the need for savings with the effective delivery of core services. Additionally, the city is working to prioritize funding between existing services, deferred maintenance, and new and expanded services. You can help the City of Tacoma plan its budget for 2015-2016 by participating online and at public budget meetings to share your thoughts on how the City of Tacoma should prioritize its funding. Go to budget.cityoftacoma.org for more information.